So I had no idea half the movie would be in German, and I didn't have any subtitles on. I thought I'd be fine, but turns out no, subtitles are very necessary for this one. So I rewatched it, and that helped clear some things up. But it didn't really change my opinion of the movie all that much. But what's the movie about? Well, it pretends to be about this young woman who goes to Berlin to audition for this world-famous dance company in the 70s. But I'd claim it's actually about an old German man, some sort of psychologist. However, as I said, the movie pretends the girl is the main protagonist here. But her character is, well, she pretty much doesn't have one. She's just bland and uninteresting, but sort of wrapped up in the middle of this story. But she doesn't really do much or affect anything with her own actions. She just sort of shows up and things around her start to happen. And pretty much every other character in the entire movie is more interesting than her. And a lot of that is the writing of the character, but it's not just that. The more I see of Dakota Johnson, the more I'm convinced she's not a very good actor. So that's an issue right there, a supposed main character that's really uninteresting, and a really bland and sort of passable performance by Dakota Johnson. Thankfully there are plenty of other characters in this thing, and the things that are going on around her are interesting enough to almost forget she's supposed to be the protagonist. And yeah, I think the real protagonist here is the old man. His whole story is just a lot more interesting. However, there are a few issues there too, and one that's pretty significant. It's the fact that as soon as the old man showed up, I noticed something was off. Immediately. His voice didn't fit his face, and his mouth didn't match the sounds coming out of it. It looked like his voice was dubbed over or something, and it was genuinely distracting. So distracting that I had to look it up, mid-movie. And, well, turns out there's an explanation for it. And it doesn't have anything to do with the plot, and it's not even addressed in the movie. But apparently Tilda Swinton plays the old man. It's Tilda Swinton in old man makeup. Which explains everything, but doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why not get an old man to play an old man, so the face doesn't look all stiff and weird, and so the voice actually matches the character? I don't know, but that pulled me out of it every single time he was on screen. And it's something that could have been very easily avoided by casting an actual old man. Which I guess brings me to my final big issue here, the ending, the big climax sequence. And I know I brought up a lot of issues so far, but this thing is so well made that none of that really managed to ruin it for me. It looks great, I love the camera work. A lot of the sound design and music is fantastic. I liked what they did with the editing, it's really effective. Most of the acting is really good, the story is intriguing, and the overall atmosphere is just really unsettling and weird, in a good way. Oh, and that one dance sequence, about 45 minutes into it, is phenomenal. One of the most disturbing things I've seen in a while. Hereditary level disturbing. But here's the thing, a lot of my enjoyment of the movie as a whole sorta hinged on the ending. The story was intriguing and kept me engaged, but I was waiting for it to deliver a really good ending. But it didn't. The big climax just came across as sorta silly to me. So to me it completely dropped the ball and failed to deliver a satisfying ending. The part with the old man was good, but the big spectacle was just eye-rollingly dumb and self-indulgent to me. And I honestly expected something a lot more clever than that. But yeah, on a technical level this is a really well-made movie, and I still enjoyed it to a certain degree, even the second time around. But there were just some really glaring issues with it that I can't overlook. But would I recommend it? I mean, if you like weird artsy movies, sure, give it a shot. Otherwise probably skip this one, but hey, I'm not your dad.